So we've shortlisted 3 of the 7 that we've read so far for the teaching assistant post. We've got this final application that we've looked at from Sam. Sam, as you know, is volunteering with us at the moment.
Yeah.
For me, looking at the criteria and looking at Sam's application form, she meets the criteria. She's got a good level of education. She's got a good level of experience. I'm also sensing that there's a degree of desire there, but there are quite a number of areas in the application form that for me I'd really want to kind of look at. I don't know what you picked up, but
so on the phone number, there's a digit missing.
I don't know,
DFE
so she's a qualified teacher. She's not done that, and then I saw a gap in her. I mean, I'm curious as to the employment anyway, but certainly for me, there's a gap of, I think, is it 7 months?
7 months.
Between posts when she left as a teacher from Coldswell and then worked in the supermarket.
Yeah.
Equally, those reasons for leaving, I don't know how you interpret those.
Yeah, they're a bit vague. Not much. She hasn't gone into much detail, really, about the reasons for leaving those establishments.
Yeah, I mean, academically, she has a good level of academic achievement. The one thing I would say is that later in the application form, it talks about when she was overseas, and there's a disclosure on the form about a minor offence in my early teens while living abroad. So clearly that would need to be explored, but it's good that she's recorded it.
Yeah, she's been honest and noted it.
Yeah. What did you make of her statement? There were some things in there that were strengths, but also areas that I had some curiosity and concern.
It was quite good. There were a few areas that just were a bit sort of woolly to me. For instance, here, sometimes needing to be creative has always been important. When sort of dealing with the family, the child and the family, what does that really mean?
Yeah.
Also here, helped parents in their homes to create learning environments.
Yeah, I pulled out. It almost suggested a little bit of a blurring of roles, maybe, about where does their professional role start and stop. And also, I mean, clearly we've seen that while she's been volunteering with us. She clearly is motivated by children being able to read, and that's a real priority for us in the school at the moment. So those things match. But again, I've challenged the norm.
Yes,
what does that mean?
Yeah, and here I've underlined that. Yeah, even if this doesn't conform to the norm! Exclamation mark. What does that really mean? Yeah.
So I suppose we've got to make a decision on whether or not we want to interview Sam. We've got to think consistently about has she met the criteria in every way. She has.
Yeah, I think she has.
She's scored high enough. But I think if we were then to interview her, what questions would we want specific to this application form? Because for me, something certainly around the fact about that kind of what does she see as the kind of the boundary between a professional role and that of a...
And going into the home, which she has clearly been doing here.
Yeah, but also there's that thing I noticed, I don't know if you put it on the references as well.
Yes.
One of the, obviously it's Nina's class she's been working with, but the address is for Nina's private email account.
Does that indicate that they have now formed quite a close personal relationship?
Yeah,
why is she not using the school email?
So I'm thinking we need to generate a question for Sam around how they see maintaining professional boundaries, because clearly as a member of staff we need to make sure that they're clear on that. I think the other thing as well, we've got to explore this gap in employment. We've got to ask
there's 7 months there
about that. I think that's really
and
crucial.
Also maybe a bit more information about why she left the other jobs, seeking new opportunities and lack of promotional opportunities.
Okay.
Maybe they were tiny schools and they were only a handful of staff. In some instances
And I think the final question, I know it's now 3 additional questions, but I really do want to ask something. I think a little bit around that offence, just to give her an opportunity to tell us a little bit more. You have to take into account that she was overseas at the time, so that adds a little bit of extra. But I do think we ought to offer them the opportunity.
Well, she's been honest enough to put it on the form anyway, so she'll probably be more than happy to discuss it.
So just to clarify, then we're saying that we do feel that she's met the criteria, so we are going to interview Sam, but what we're going to do is add those 3 additional questions for her linked to this application.
Yes, I think that will be good.
Great, okay, thanks.